disclose personal hardships in your Master of Social Work application? Let's talk about it. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Michelle and I'm the founder of MSW Helper. MSW Helper is a resource hub for people who are applying to the Master of Social Work program. On our website, we have a ton of free resources that you can use to apply to your Master of Social Work with confidence, as well as full service like editing services with a team who can support you through your journey. At the link in the description, we have a ton of free resources that you can use, so be sure to check it out there. Okay, let's talk about self-disclosure. So, a lot of us pursue the social work field because we have been through challenges in our own lives. And those experiences motivate us to get a social work degree so that we can help others. And in the application, schools of social work almost always ask, what are your motivations for becoming a social worker? And if your motivations are tied to your personal experiences, a lot of applicants worry about whether they should talk about their personal hardships in the application or if they run the risk of coming off like they're trauma dumping. So let's talk about how I usually approach this when working with applicants. So, the first thing I want to say is that your personal experiences are valid. If that's your motivation for pursuing social work, that is completely understandable. And I think that that is something that a lot of people in the social work field can relate to. A lot of us have been through challenges in our lives, and that's what motivates us to help others in our career. Now, when it comes to talking about personal experiences, it's important to be very intentional and strategic about what you're sharing and to talk about it in a professional way. Sometimes I find applicants don't really have a clear reason for why they're sharing that information. And it comes off as if they are trauma dumping or they share it because they think they'll get brownie points for having gone through something challenging. But what you want to do is really make sure that you know exactly why you're sharing that information and really being intentional about showing how your personal experiences have informed your decision to pursue social work. So, the biggest thing that schools of social work are looking for in your application is your ability to think critically. And in the social work field, like what you really want to do is connect experiences and insights to the bigger picture. So, let's talk about an applicant who I worked with who used self-disclosure really well in their personal statement. So I recently worked with somebody who talked about her challenges with her mental health. And she talked about how in her culture, mental health was something that was stigmatized, and her challenges and struggles went on for much longer than it needed to because of the cultural barriers and the stigma she faced within her family, which led to her not getting the support and resources that she needed. Now, she didn't stop there. She took that personal insight and connected it to the bigger picture. She was able to talk about how this wasn't just an issue within her own family unit, but one that is impacting many members within her culture. And she was even able to integrate some research to show that like members of her culture are less likely to seek out mental health services, um, and that the different like language and cultural and different barriers that those who do try to access services face. And so she was able to really take her personal experiences and connect it to a bigger picture social justice issue. And she still didn't stop there. She was able to really talk about how a Master of Social Work degree will give her the skills that she needs to become a clinical social worker so that she can focus on supporting fellow members of her community by educate, like through education, through supporting members of her community, and really advocating at like a more macro level to provide systemic changes. So see how that is like, she is not just talking about her personal experiences and saying like, woe is me, and this is why I want to become a social worker. She's talking about my personal experience made me realize that there is a gap for fellow members in my community. And as somebody who's been through something similar, I can use my Master of Social Work degree to support my community and address this gap. So yeah, that's my biggest tip is if you are choosing to talk about personal experiences, I think that that is super valid and you absolutely should. And you just have to be very intentional about why you're disclosing that information and like how it will be an asset to the program and to the field as a whole. If she left out that important information about the fact that she has been through like the experiences that she hopes to support her future clients on, that might not make for as strong of a case for why she should be accepted to the program. So I absolutely think that there is a time and a place for self-disclosure in the personal statement. I do have a tool in the description for you. If you look for the personal statement template down in the description, it'll walk you through how to start forming those connections and really create that cohesion in your personal statement and make sure that everything that you're saying is super connected to your goals as a social worker. Hope this helps.